I agree with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you're running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith?
Do you think it's inappropriate for someone who's a Hindu to be, say, a U.S. president?
No, I think it's... no, well...
You be honest.
Because you're an Indian.
Never thought
Vivek Ramaswamy met with the people that he wants to represent, right? The MAGA supporters, the Charlie Kirk supporters, right? The Christian nationalists. He met with them, right? Boy, they turned that boy every which way but loose. Hey, yo, white folks, y'all did a good-ass job with that. I absolutely, it warmed my heart to see the blatant racism. It warmed my heart to see his people that he wants to represent tell him in his face, if your Indian ass don't get out of here, we don't want you here either. Yo, fork found in fucking kitchen. Like, we already knew this. But the fact that Vivek is sitting there trying to defend this is even more crazy. The dude said, you know, I don't really like legal immigration. What do you think about that? His parents immigrated here. The other kid said, little kid said, hey, how you supposed to represent this? You're an Indian. Oh, I mean, you're Hindu. Yo, you can't make it up. You can't make this up. This is like comic gold. Like, oh my God.
So someone said the other time, at what point do these people realize that they can never be Pam? Like, you know how everybody has been telling them what is ahead, what will happen, but somehow they like, no, we are actually part of them. By the time we support them, this is exactly what we get and all that. Well, now people are not reminding him, this is exactly what you get when you vote against your own interests and when you support people who actually want you for the now and not for the later. Like, once they get exactly what they want, they, kind of keep you aside. And that's exactly what we are seeing play out in real time. Well, it is what it is. Well, let's take a look at some of the clips I've gathered for you guys. Then I'll come back with a commentary. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. And credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
Yeah, y'all remember Vivek Ramaswamy, right? MAGA supporter, glizzy rider of Donald Trump, former presidential candidate for the Republican Party, and presently running for the governorship of Ohio. Well, it seems like Vivek here got a dose of bigoted reality, courtesy of Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. Yes, Vivek was at a Turning Point USA conference in Montana where he was speaking, and bigots let him know his place. Let's take a listen.
Hi, Vivek, you would profess to be a conservative, correct?
I'm a proud conservative.
If you are an Indian, a Hindu, coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who grew this country, built this country, made this country the beautiful thing that it is today, what are you conserving? You are bringing change. I'll be 100% honest with you. Christianity is the one truth. Jesus Christ is God, and there is no other God. He is part of the Holy Trinity, and any other God is a demon, and it's false. How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith?
Doesn't seem like the Turning Point USA crowd is taking too kindly to Vivek Ramaswamy's practice of Hinduism, a Hinduism that was taught to him by his immigrant parents, by the way. But I digress. And just in case you think that was a one-off, no. You didn't hear the applause in the background, right? Well, let me bring you another one. And you might need to reference your bigot idiot handbook for the next one, because intelligence and bigotry rarely operate in the same space. So take a listen to this next question.
A personal question. It's allowed. So based on what the press says about your beliefs, you call yourself a Hindu, but you also call yourself a Christian. I don't call myself Christian. I call myself a Hindu. Okay. So based on what the Turning Point's values are, which is Christianity, I'm a little confused on why you believe in I don't know. Wouldn't it be logical to conclude that a monotheistic organization would be more, I don't know, I guess I just don't understand why.
It seems like it's going to take him a while to get to his point. Hold on. All right, let's get back to it.
Logical to conclude that a monotheistic organization would be more, I don't know, I guess I just don't understand why I guess a polytheistic ideology would support some sort of, I guess, monotheistic perspective, which Christianity is. So I guess I'm wondering why you have Christian values in that way.
Sure. Whew. That wasn't all of it, but you get the gist of what was being said and implied, right? Yeah, right. So, Vivek, how does it feel? Oh, them conservative white boys are leaving you, aren't they? Yeah. So, I'm going to reach out and ask Charlie Kirk by using my Ouija board here. Is this his turning point, USA? Yeah. Vivek, you want to borrow it? You can't make this up. Y'all have the day you deserve. And may the ancestors judge you accordingly to your work.
I don't know what he thought was going to happen coming to Ohio at a Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA event with young white Christians in the audience asking him questions. He was met with resistance, racism, and hatred. Like, I literally don't understand what it is going to take for people like Vivek to understand that it doesn't matter what you do, they are not going to accept you. I mean, these people think that Christianity is what founded this country, that this country was founded on Christianity, even though many of the founding fathers were not Christian, but they still have this belief in their head. They think they are superior. And what do we call that? White supremacy. They literally think that if you are not a white Christian, that you are evil. They will even go so far as to judge your tattoos, judge your nose rings, etc. Because if you aren't a carbon copy of the next person and the person before them, then you don't fit in. And they don't want you here. I do know one thing, though. The Democratic Party needs to organize better. Because Turning Point is going all over this country, getting these young voters, these young Christian voters registered and voting.
Guys, Vivek Ramaswamy is learning the hard way that bigotry and white supremacy in this country run deeper than one could ever outrun. Vivek was having some town halls in Ohio because he's running to be governor of Ohio. Now, Vivek ran to be president, and of course, bigotry. So he didn't make it into the primaries. Be that as it may, you know, he did cozy up to the Republicans enough to garner some sort of attention on the national stage. And so he ultimately was supposed to be a part of Doge. But again, bigotry and white supremacy. So Elon Musk was the front runner and took the lead on Doge. Vivek was working with Elon for 1.5 seconds, okay? He lasted shorter than a New York minute, okay? And then got up out of Dodge. Now he's running to be governor of Ohio, and he did a town hall. And let me tell you something, them Christian Caucasian kids did him in. They said, why would you ever think you should be running to be governor of Ohio when you a Hindu? How inappropriate. One of them kids said, listen, Jesus Christ is Lord, okay? And I don't know what you doing with this Hindu stuff, but I don't really think you should be the governor. Now, Vivek tried to clap back and said, I'm not trying to be the pastor of Ohio. I'm trying to be the governor. And they were like, but we don't want you. And, you know, therein lies the lesson. Therein lies the lesson. Most people think we have a problem, right versus left, red versus blue, Republican versus Democrat, radicals versus, you know, no. We have a class problem. We have a white supremacy problem. We got socioeconomic problems. Okay? Those are the problems we have in real life. Oh, Vivek, Lord have mercy on him.
Mike was like, you can't be our governor. You're not white. You're not Christian. And here he is. His heart is breaking. He's done nothing but chuck, jive, tap dance to appease them. And when it comes down to it, it was never enough. And so that's how y'all look. If y'all wanted to know how y'all look, for those of you who be tap dancing, chucking and jiving and wondering what it's going to look like when the tables turn, it looks like this. You see that? That's what it looks like.
Vivek actually had one of those public moments that a lot of politicians actually hate a whole lot. A lot of them do not like to face those kind of criticism and call out and wake up calls, because this is actually a wake up call for him, right? And I think wherever he is, he'll be sitting down and analyzing all the questions that he was asked at that Turning Point event and everything. And it will so shock him that, you know, the same people that kind of he felt they are all together were never with him. So here's what went down. Vivek was actually talking to a room full of conservative students, mostly Christians, and this particular young guy was telling him how Ohio is like 64% Christians, and he's not a Christian, right? And now how does he think he's going to rule people who are all Christians? It's actually a very big wake up call for him as a politician who felt that, he had some numbers. And there's even this other woman who was saying that, oh, you actually said the best thing among the people running for presidency and all of that, even though I will not vote for you because you are Indian. You see the word. So somehow they keep reminding him where he come from. He's not this, he's not that. You cannot be us. Like, how a lot of them actually feel that once you start supporting these particular people and claim to be somehow you become Pam and everything about you changes and they have to believe you and they have to support you and all of that. But now this is just a pure wake up call for him. Okay, so the room went quiet for a long time. Okay, you could literally feel the tension through the video. This is the same crowd Vivek has been hyping up with talk about faith, family, America first, the same word he's been defending when people call them intolerant, and now they are turning on him because he doesn't share their religion. Like, do you get that? You could see it in his face as well because he tried to keep this whole thing cool, but you could tell this one hit him hard because Vivek has been working hard to position himself as one of them. He talks their talk, quotes the founding fathers, throws around Bible verses, praises Trump, defend conservative values. But this moment exposed a truth he probably didn't want to face. To a lot of these folks, it didn't matter how much he agrees with them politically, they still see him as an outsider. And that's exactly what it is because he actually felt that they're all together, they care about him, or they're going to vote for him, but that woman actually threw it at his face and said, I was never going to vote for you because you are this person. You are an Indian. So she actually, it's as if she's saying the quiet part out loud. Okay, what a lot of people have been saying in closet, she actually told him directly, this is exactly what it is. I would have voted for you if you were Pam, but somehow you're not Pam, and I can't vote for you because you are actually not one of us. Like, it's one of those painful moments, trust me, for anybody. But for him, it's a find out space for him, right? So, but the fact that he had to say that tells you everything about what's going on here because let's be real, Vivek has been one of the loudest voices defending the far right crowd. And this was the moment they showed him exactly what they think of someone who doesn't fit this mold. It's like he's been fighting for a seat at their table. Like, I want to be one of you. I need you guys to just give me a seat to be one of you, to prove to you guys that I am one of you. But somehow they're like, I don't think that can change overnight, or you wearing a MAGA hat can change anything, or you speaking our language, trying to be like us, can change anything. I think that's what that wake-up call is for him at that moment, right? What's wild is that Vivek has spent so much, time criticizing identity politics, right? He's always saying we are all Americans first and that people shouldn't make everything about race or religion. But now he's getting hit with the same kind of identity politics just from the other side. The very people who say they are tired of diversity talk are not telling him he's not fit to represent them because he's not a Christian, right? And honestly, this should be a lesson for every politician who thinks they can outpander their way into the certain groups. You can agree with people on every policy, but if deep down they don't see you as part of them, they will never truly accept you. Let's be true. Let's even say the truth. Like, if they feel that, I think most of these will actually use you when they feel it's the right time to use you, when they feel that you have the right voices, the person, you are best person to help them speak, you're the best person to help them push. At that point, they are ready, right? But immediately your time, your tenure expires, they are moving on. They are trying to find the next available person who will be like, let's actually get, somebody who will sow the seed to them and tell them, what, this person he has done his job. He has done his own part. Why don't you move over to the person who looks like us, who act like us, who actually understand us, because we actually have a motive, right? But this is exactly what it takes for some of these politicians to find out exactly where they belong, who they are, and their driving force in the first place. But this guy has not been able to find out his direction, because if you ask me, he has made his money. But instead of him being in his line of direction, probably there are people who actually facing one particular career right now and have the mind to go into politics later, and that's what Vivek is right now. So he came into politics and decide to speak the language of the conservatives, and they actually like push it forward and say yes, 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 and they were cheering him on. All of them were just okay with whatever thing he was saying, until the point where he needs their help. That's the point where they now told him, you know what, we don't think we have the help to offer. We don't think we're ready to give you what you are looking for. If you're looking for help, then it's not here, because we are ready to offer you any kind of push that you desire, right? But the truth is that we also have to tell you the other side, which nobody wants to talk about. And that's what that young guy came out to really tell him. And it's like just blowing, a silent trumpet. Right? The trumpet has been silent for a very long time, and this guy just like, you know what, I'm picking it up, I'm cleaning it up, and I'm blowing it out for him to understand exactly where his root is from. And I know that wherever he is right now, he must have sat down to really think about it and like, oh man, I think at this point. Well, guys, let me know what you all think in the comment section, right? Let's just have that conversation in the comment section. What do you think about Vivek, okay, and his, talk with the students, okay? Let's have that in the comment section. And please consider subscribing to my channel. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to be part of the family. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up as well, so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you all next time. Bye, guys.